Good evening, I am Versa Kutar and this is CTC News broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Stations Mall. In tonight's local news, house on fire in Bibrau, CBS starts with budget survey, court case against New Star amendments thrown out. Details in local news after a word from our sponsors.
In everything we do, there is a risk, and many times our eyes are caught up on the prize. But even though there are risks, there are many ways we can protect ourselves. Be wise with the choices you make. Be smart and protect your choices. Protect yourself.
Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, 'cause it's love that we share. I will steer it in the right direction, no have no fear. Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, 'cause I care.
Mommy! Mommy!
Yes, sweetheart.
You know what I want for my birthday?
What?
You know the things that be on CTC TV? That's what I want for my birthday.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about doing that for you, you know. I was really thinking about doing that for you. I find that it's so unique. You know the songs that they play and the beautiful pictures that they display? Oh, that is so beautiful. That is so nice. And you know, it's only $45 and I want you to be queen for that day. So I will, listen, your birthday is February 14th. So, and you have to carry it in a week in advance. So you come. Let's get an album right now and start looking at the pictures. You like this one? Okay.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Wynwood Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Billowing smoke and the siren of fire engines alerted residents in Concordia and Bibrau to a house fire on Thursday around 7 a.m. A pedestrian alerted the fire department. Firemen were on the scene within 2 minutes as the fire department is just around the corner of the burning house. Smoke was seen billowing out of every window and door as well as the front from the roof. The owner had already left the building in search for help. News of the fire spread fast, with many onlookers watching as personnel of utility company GEBE switched off the supply of electricity to the burning house. Members of the police blocked off the street. 2 fire trucks were deployed. It took the fire brigade approximately 20 minutes to get the fire under control. Firemen removed some elements of the galvanized roofing to be able to also combat the fire from the ceiling. No one was injured. Up to the press time, the cause of fire was yet unknown. Interviewers from Central Bureau of Statistics will be visiting households in Bonaire, St. Eustatius, in connection with a budget survey between March 1st and August 31st. The budget survey is a sample survey of households conducted by CBS. The research aims to map the spending of households. Information derived from the budget survey is used, among other things, to calculate inflation. The budget survey is held in Bonaire every 5 years. The last budget survey was conducted in 2004-2005. This year, 600 households will be visited in Bonaire, 315 in Seba, and 450 in Statia. To be able to get accurate data, CBS asked for the cooperation of all households included in the sample. CBS is legally bound to handle all collected information strictly confidential. Each interviewer will be in the possession of a CBS identity card. The interviewer must identify him or herself upon request. CBS is thanking all households in advance for their cooperation. The court case filed by Stacia's Safe and Sound Foundation and 4 individuals against the adoption of the amendment to the Spatial Development Plan to allow expansion of the New Star Stacia terminals in St. Eustatius has been thrown out. The judge of the Court of First Instance of Bonaire, Stacia, and Saba declared all cases filed against the Executive Council inadmissible because the Executive Council had repealed the amendment after New Star had withdrawn its request for terminal expansion permits in 2012. New Star had applied for building, hindrance, and maritime permits for the construction of storage tanks, a jetty-related building, pipeline, and infrastructure in the cul-de-sac area. The expansion plans were met with great objections from residents and environmentalists on the island. Information evenings, protest marches, and petition drives were held in effort to prevent the terminal's expansion in the area. The case was heard January 22nd. During the hearing, petitioners Ralph and Alan Hook, Linda Burkle, Leonard Sprott, and SSS Foundation claimed that although the amendment plan had been withdrawn, they still felt that they had a case against the island government because they also disagreed with the way in which the amendment plan had come about. They were very critical of the way in which the contested government decision was made and wanted the court to decide whether all proper procedures had been followed and all safeguards put in place. With a court ruling in hand, litigants sought to prevent the Executive Council from making a future, similar, ill-prepared decision with a limited appeal period of only 15 days, they said. In his ruling of February 19th, Judge René Van Veen said, however, that the court would not make a decision in this case because the contested government decision is no longer exists. In case New Star would file another request with the defendant, the island government, to use its authority to establish an amendment plan, and defendant would grant the request, plaintiffs may use the existing possibility for objections and appeals, the judge stated. The court threw out all elements of the appeal, but ordered the public entity of St. Eustatius, which was represented in this case by attorney-at-law Bert Hofmann, to pay the legal charges in 600 guilders. In total, plaintiffs were not represented by an attorney in these proceedings. Coming up next in regional news, Nevis Premier reacts to High Court ruling on federal parliament, Curaçao Prime Minister to address Caribbean Coastal Surveillance and Maritime Security Summit. More details on regional news and later international news after a short break.
Don't touch that dial. To advertise your business or promote events, contact us at CTC on 318-1627, 318-4664 or 318-4453. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At CT Creativity there are 2 options. Option 1, our basic prints which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC-News, sponsored by UTLNV, Windward Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have reached our regional and international segment for this evening. Premier of Nevis, Vance Amory, said the High Court's decision to strike down the appointment of Jason Hamilton as 4th Senator in the Federal Assembly and Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis was correct and sent a clear message to anyone desirous of disregarding the Constitution. Amory, who is also a member of the Federal Parliament, commented on Thursday after Justice John Benjamin's summary was read in the Bastille High Court. In this case, the opposition felt not only the opposition, I think the majority of people in St. Kitts and Nevis felt that the swearing in of Mr. Jason Hamilton as a Senator and Attorney General in the House so that he could vote to have an effect to have the bill passed was unconstitutional, it was illegal. Therefore, the decision which the judge has made is the correct one, in our opinion, and I hope it sends a very clear message to those who want to disobey the Constitution that the courts are prepared to rule in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and not to satisfy individuals, Amory said. He added that he was never doubtful that the actions taken in the House of Assembly some weeks ago to appoint Hamilton were clearly not in keeping with the rules of the House of Assembly. In my mind, there was never any doubt that the actions taken in the House of Assembly a couple of weeks ago were clearly out of the rules prescribed by the House itself, but also in defiance of the Constitution, and that the appointment or the oath taken by Mr. Jason Hamilton ought not to have been administered, and that the House ought to have continued as it had been adjourned when we were discussing the increase of Senator's bill the time before the House had met, he explained. The Premier noted that it was unfortunate that simple matter, in his opinion, had to be settled through the court. However, he contended that the court was there to settle differences. That is what the court is there for. If there are matters in which there is conflict of interest between the state and its citizens and conflict between citizens and citizens, the court is the place to have those matters addressed and settled, he said. Daniel Hodge, the Prime Minister of Curaçao, is set to address Defense IQ's Caribbean Basin Coastal Surveillance and Maritime Security Summit, CABSEC, on the 12th to the 14th of March 2013 in Curaçao. The participants, including ambassadors, defense ministers, senior government officials, chief of navies, defense staff, and coast guards involved in regional and hemispheric security, will discuss maritime security priorities and enforcement requirements for the region. With the European Union drawing up its joint EU-Caribbean strategy, the USA strengthening security along this major drug route, and Brazil and other Latin American nations increasing efforts to secure this crucial export route, CABSEC comes at an important time for maritime security in the region. Solutions to the region's maritime security challenges and funding streams will be under discussion. The CABSEC summit includes a dedicated focus day on counter-narcotics, providing international perspectives on tackling the illicit traffic in narcotics and its global implications. CABSEC will be attended by industry leaders and businesses with solutions to enhance coastal surveillance and maritime security. Tonight in international news, scientists from a British cancer charity are teaming up with technology gurus from the likes of Amazon, Facebook, and Google to design and develop a mobile game aimed at speeding the search for new cancer drugs. The project, led by the charity Cancer Research UK, should mean that anyone with a smartphone and 5 minutes to spare will be able to investigate vital scientific data at the same time as playing a mobile game. The first step is for 40 computer programmers, gamers, graphic designers, and other specialists to take part in a weekend game jam to turn the charity's raw genetic data into a game format for the future so-called citizen scientist. After the game jam, which runs in London from March 1st until the 3rd, an agency will build the game concept into reality, and the team plans to launch it mid-2013. Cancer already kills more than 7.5 million people a year, and the number of people with the disease worldwide is expected to surge by more than 75% by 2030, according to the World Health Organization's cancer agency, IARC. Crooks scientists are working hard to identify the genetic faults that drive cancer to try to find new ways of diagnosing and treating patients in a more targeted way based on their genetic profile and that of their tumors. In a major international study on breast cancer genetics published last year, Crook researchers said they are now able to classify the disease into 10 subtypes, a finding that could lead to more accurate and tailored treatment in the future. That study also found several completely new genes that drive breast cancer, offering potential targets for new types of drugs. Yet this type of research generates colossal amounts of data that need to be analyzed, Crooks said, as it announced the gaming project. And while advances in technology mean scientists can process data faster than ever, much of it still needs to be analyzed by people rather than machines. Up next, your 3-day weather forecast for the islands of Statia, Saba, and St. Martin. Stay tuned as we bring you weekend weather details right after the break.
Everything we do, there is a risk, and many times our eyes are caught up on the prize. But even though there are risks, there are many ways we can protect ourselves. Be wise with the choices you make. Be smart and protect your choices. Protect yourself.
Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, 'cause it's love that we share. I will steer it in the right direction, no have no fear. Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, 'cause I care.
CTC-News, sponsored by UTLNV, Wynwood Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Welcome back, and now for our 3-day weather forecast. As usual, we will begin on Statia and Saba. Tonight, March 1st, partly cloudy with temperatures of 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% chances of rain with the winds east at 11 miles per hour. Saturday, March 2nd, partly cloudy with a temperature of 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% chances of rain with winds east-southeast at 14 miles per hour. On Sunday, March 3rd, partly cloudy with a temperature of 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 20% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 10 miles per hour. We now move to St. Martin. On tonight, March 1st, partly cloudy with a temperature of 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 5 miles per hour. Saturday, March 2nd, partly cloudy with a temperature of 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 9 miles per hour. Finally, on Sunday, March 3rd, partly cloudy with a temperature of 83 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 12 miles per hour. That was it for our 3-day weather forecast for the islands of Statia, Saba, and St. Martin. Thanks once again for tuning in. This has been another edition of CTC News Live. Join us again next week as we bring you the latest updates in what's making news. I would like to wish everyone a great weekend, and until next time, do have a good one.